Shaasi here. Today I'm going to be talking about Kumari Kandam, or the lost continent of Lemuria. I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching this right now knows the story of Atlantis. We've all heard of it, a story by Plato, saying that there was an ancient civilization which lived with such technological and scientific advancement which got submerged under the ocean. We've all heard this story from the western side, but how many of us know that there is similar story which is much closer to home? Yes, I'm talking about Lemuria. The term Lemuria was first popularized to the modern society in 1864 by this English geologist called Philip Sclater. What Philip Sclater noticed is in Madagascar and in India, they have fossils of lemurs there, but nowhere in Africa or the Middle East. So it shows that there was no proper migration from Madagascar to India or India to Madagascar. This observation brought about the conclusion that Madagascar and India might have been connected by a landmass long time ago. That's where this idea of Lemuria comes in. And Lemuria was a name given because Philip Sclater noticed that there were lemur fossils there. Okay, Lemuria came from lemur fossils. Back in that time in 1864, 19th century, this theory was very well accepted. But over time, with more scientific advancement and everything, we have other theories which suggest how this migration might have happened, or this movement of species and continents might have happened. For example, theories like continental drift and plate tectonics. Over time, the idea and the belief that Lemuria existed, or people even stopped questioning it. So over time, it was forgotten, except for one group of people, the Tamil people. Yep, my people. The reason this is so is because the Tamils have always had a belief that all the Tamils originated from this continent which has been submerged underwater. Although Philip Sclater only documented it down in 1864, the Tamil literatures have been mentioning Kumari Kandam and the empire which reigned there in many old Tamil literature, some going back as far as 15th century and even older than that. Books are like Kanda Puranam, Nakapurul. So according to the Tamils and all the literatures found in Tamil culture, Kumari Kandam actually existed way back then. I am not entirely sure about the time frame of it, but it existed. And it was ruled by the Pandya kings. If you know some of the India's history, there were many dynasties of kings who ruled: Pandyas, Cholas, Cheras. Kumari Kandam was ruled by Pandyas, and it was said that they were the rulers of the entire Indian continent. Kumari Kandam is said to be the cradle of human civilization, that when Lemuria sunk into the ocean, people started migrating to the nearby continents to survive, and that's where the other civilizations comes from. Watching up to now, you're probably wondering what proof or evidence we have to suggest that this continent might have even existed, or even evidence to suggest that it never existed at all. One such evidence like that was given to us by Indian National Institute of Oceanology, whatever that is. In the past 14,500 years approximately, the sea level has risen up by 100 meters. For the past 10 to 20,000 years, global warming has been rapidly becoming worse and worse. This could suggest frequent floodings occurred over time in these past few thousand years and could have flooded this ancient civilization or even submerged it. If you're wondering if this is even possible, one such story is Ramayana, if you ever heard of it. It's quite a popular Indian folklore religious story. So it is said that Rama's wife was kidnapped by a villain, Ravana, and brought over to Sri Lanka. And Rama had to go all over to Sri Lanka to save his kidnapped wife. But as we all know, India and Sri Lanka is separated by the ocean. So Rama collected his soldiers, this humanoid ape-looking Tamil soldiers, to build a bridge all the way from India to Sri Lanka. This was considered to be a myth for a long time, until NASA gave this picture. This picture clearly shows that there has been a bridge built under the ocean and it has been covered. So with this image here and the theory I just explained to you about, it is rather possible that this civilization could have existed and are now submerged underwater. Unfortunately, as of now, the Indian government is prioritizing their finances, and I do not think, and this is just my opinion, I do not think that expending finances for archaeological research is one of their priorities right now. So we do not have any conclusive evidence that Lemuria exists, or it's just a myth, a story told by someone. But in order to prove or disprove anything, we need both sides of the story. Just as we do not have any evidence to suggest them exist, we also do not have any conclusive evidence to show that Lemuria did not exist. In order to get definitive proof and evidence that whether or not this place exists or don't exist is going to take extensive research, finances obviously. I do not think that we are anywhere close to that stage right now, but I for one would really love it if this expedition or this research was actually done. Although it's not going to happen anytime soon, I would like for it to happen in the future. One of the methods for that is awareness. The more people know about this, the more people talk about this, the higher the chances are to encourage the government to take up this project. I for one would really like if the government, the India government or any other third party takes up this particular expedition or project. I mean, this would be so exciting. Imagine the first civilization is believed to arise or believed to have started from Africa. What if there was a group of civilization even before that? And it is said that Kumari Kandam is filled with such technological and scientific advances that our current modern technology has not even reached. Technologically advanced. Probably wondering that as well, or you're probably saying that as well. Because where did I get the information, or where did the articles I read about get the information that this place was so technologically advanced? We can give some example, but we cannot give example from Lemuria itself because we don't know whether it exists or where it is or whatever. But the other part, the current India that you know of, which was ruled by the same kings, has some technological advancements which the 7 wonders of the world never took a look at. So some of it is, I'll give you these 2 examples, and if you guys are interested, I could actually make a video of all the amazing, miraculous architecture in India. So one of the temple is the Brihadeshwara Temple in Tanjavur, India. This temple here. So this temple was built using 130,000 tons of granite. And if you see the tip there, it's called the kumbam, the apex of the temple. That apex is 66 meters high and it weighs 80 tons. How did people thousands and thousands of years ago manage to lift up an 80-ton granite stone, which was carved out of a single granite stone, and put it up there 66 meters up in the air without the assistance of cranes or modern technology? Another example is the Virabhadra Temple in Lepakshi, India. This temple has about 70 pillars supporting the roof of the temple, but at one corner of the temple, the pole does not touch the floor. Like any construction we do, we build it from bottom up. How is it that this construction was done such that the pillars are hanging from top to bottom? It's amazing, right? These are some of things modern science cannot explain yet. Modern science took pyramid quite willingly, saying that this is an architecture which is impossible to be built at that time. Yes, but there are a lot of other amazing architectural construct out there which defies human logic on how could anyone possibly have built that. So that's it for today. I hope you guys learned something new about Lemuria, Kumari Kandam. This information might not serve any purpose, but I believe that accumulation of any knowledge is valuable regardless of how insignificant it may seem right now. So if you've liked the information that I provided you, the video that you watched just now, please like, comment, subscribe, the usual stuff. And if you like more videos, do comment down below what sort of topic would you like me to talk about. The next video I'll be doing coming up next Tuesday would be regarding the temples I just mentioned to you, but I'll do a compilation of about maybe 5 unique temples in India. There's a temple which has 22 billion US dollars of gold and jewelries under the temple. Interesting, right? So see you guys in the next video. Have fun, keep learning, and maintain social distancing.